Thank you. Now we're hearing the truth. Now the truth is coming out.
And Abby Joseph Cohen, who was in the room, they both sort of referenced that.
Correct.
This is a woman who tries to speak very, very clearly.
Thank you. Okay, now, did that make us all?
Swear I was falling. Swear I was falling.
This is one does it. People don't know. You want to turn me on, man. Talk straight to me. You want to talk straight to me, and you're a woman. You better have clean sheets, babe.
Their comments, again, an open question, but she's certainly trying to use it in a
together, no matter
fashion,
what.
trying to explain exactly the rationale behind it, and I think that's going to be one of her trademarks going forward. I don't see her straying from that anytime soon. I don't think she's going to get more confusing, if you will, going forward.
All right, Peter Cook, our chief Washington correspondent, Mike McKee, our economics editor. Thank you both. I do want to get a quick look at the markets. A market check with our very own Julie.
Now, why do you have to have that tone? You've heard my lovely, my beautiful Janet speak, and then you're chirping in this grating, horrible sound, and you call that your voice. God, can't you respect a couple, give them any distance? You don't need the media, and the paparazzi of Wall Street are no different than the paparazzi of Hollywood. What do you think? You think that we're not going to go through it? We're going to go through it. I know what we're asking for every morning. I go out to get her the Cafe Reggio, and they're going to go, wow, do you have, I go, yeah, I do. I have her coffee in my hand. Yes, that's her coffee. Now what? Shoo, paparazzi. I'll call Alec Baldwin. Uh-oh, and now the women are going to chime in.
As likely. We'll have more on the markets.
Yeah. Who needs you? Well, you think we don't know what she said? We know. It's my girlfriend. She said it all. She said it right. And if you don't understand that last update, then I wouldn't expect much to happen in your portfolio, if I can put it that way. I hate to use so many shrouded images, but you know me. I love a gauzy look. There's nothing turns me on like something gauzy and smoky. Sure. I'd rather have that than Botox. These women with the Botox, nothing moves. Have you seen the Money Talks there on Wednesday night on CNBC? The guy, the bookie, or the betting guy, Steve Stevens? That's a great name. Steve Stevens. He's got an assistant who does all the bookkeeping for him, yet he's got a Janice Yellen in his life. He's got somebody in his life he's madly in love with, and everything is aces with him, but he's got this other woman using Botox. And you will never see any Botox on the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And if you think Greenspan and Paul Volcker were something, wait till you see my girl. Wait till you see my girl out there doing her thing that nobody seems to appreciate now. Now there's now I'm hearing nothing but negative. Well, you know what? You're going to have to get over yourself, Freddie. I don't want to hear any criticism of her policies because she's sleeping with me, okay? If you want to say she's got bad judgment and who she sleeps with, yeah. You want to say that she's a home wrecker, fine. She's a beautiful woman. She's a force of nature, okay? You cannot restrain her. You might wish you could. I know you wish you could. Believe me, I know exactly what you wish when you look at her. I know exactly what you see because I see the same exact thing that you do.
In your majority, you let a mob...
I did not. No one got near, and no one will. They will be kept at bay. These people, they have a buffer zone between where they are and where they're allowed to be. You've got to let us get to the car. You can't let these people on top of us. It's 10 steps to the car. All right, my buddy John McCain introduced me to Janet Yellen. You go, well, how does Ed Tyll meet Janet Yellen? McCain says to me one night, he says, come on over here, say hello. I said, I don't know, John. She's very beautiful. He says, come on, will you? Just get over here and say hello. I said, okay. I said, Madam Chairman. He goes, you don't call her Madam Chairman in a bar. I said, what do I? He says, call her Janet. I looked at her, and I went, Janet? And she said, Edward. I said, oh my God, I love that. And she goes, I feel we've met before. I said, maybe in heaven, and we were separated after Lucifer had a falling out. Is that possible? Did I see you in the Garden of Eden and both of us were going to go nowhere near the tree of knowledge? That was you. That was me. We were together in a previous life. Well, if you want to try and ignore it, you can. I don't care. This is all I know is what it's like every day. All I know is when she and I get up in the morning, it has nothing to do with the hang-sang market. We don't talk about the DAX. We don't even talk about Bitcoin. Every day I bring up Bitcoin. She's like, forget it. It's going nowhere. I said, really? I said, all my friends. She goes, she goes, doesn't that answer your question? I said, what? She goes, you and your friends. I said, oh, well, easy now, just because you're hanging out at the White House. I said, what's it like up there? And she goes, well, he's very nice. I said, he is, isn't he? Very nice. She says, but he's kind of aloof. I said, aloof? That's what they say about him. I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, he doesn't really want to answer that thing about Hawaii, even over dinner. Oh, God, you did not. Well, she goes, I'm chairman of the Federal Reserve. I'm very mathematically oriented. I would just like to, get this off my mind. You know what I'm saying? She walk in, I'm like, oh my God, that woman is in charge of all the money in the country now? Damn, let me buy her a drink. What is that lady drinking? Whatever you drinking, I'm having one of them too. You are just unbelievable. I could tell the way you walked in here. You are brilliant. You are ravishing. You make my guitar cry. So you say your name is Janet Yellen. And where you come from, Janet? Janet, where you from? You are one sweet baby girl. I'll tell you what, I got one thing for you now. My friend Arthur Laffer said he got a Laffer curve. I said, well, Arthur, you may be a very handsome man, but your Arthur Laffer curves are nothing like the Janet Yellen curves I'm looking at right here. Now, you can slope it out if you want. The slope of a circle is very important. And when people are searching for something, it's always about pi r squared. And I go, make mine lemon meringue pie r squared. Janet, you're a beautiful woman. I'm not going to lie to you now. Beautiful woman come in here, and I have to wonder why a beautiful woman come in here looking at me like you're looking at me like I'm looking at you. And I'm looking at you thinking you really are looking at me. And then I think to myself, oh my God, she's going to see who I really am. Janet, you my girl. Everybody knows you are. Janet, you my girl, whether you near or far. You could be away, it could be today. The truth is yet to be discovered. I love it. I love being in love. I remember one day, Lionel Hampton came up to me. He said, I would like to play a different instrument, Ed Tyll. I said, well, I'm trying to make out with the chairman of the Federal Reserve, if you don't mind. He said, well, what do you think of these vibes? I said, vibes? That's a xylophone. He goes, I like them both. I said, well, go for it. And now the rest is musical history. Janet Yellen once again brings the world together. Can a woman get enough credit in this world? I don't think they have enough credit. Down at the bank, they don't have enough credit for Janet Yellen, the love of my life. Excuse me here. I seem to have a phone call. Oh, if this isn't Janet, tell him I'm not in. What's that? The Treasury Department's on the phone? That's right. Damn right about that. That's damn right. You tell him I said damn right.
Some pretty speculative names in there. Decent business models, but valuation.
Names like Janet Yellen, Ed Tyll, and such and so forth and so on, I said.
Most just as valuation checks. We've also had more supply in the industry, as you know, given the number of IPOs. So in that kind of environment, and if there's a risk-off environment, then those are the names that should pull in the most, and they have pulled in the most. It's probably a good gut check. Look, we've had a phenomenal year in tech stocks over the last 15 months of 10% correction. I think is a very healthy thing.
All right, well, Twitter earnings in a couple weeks, and then a lockup expiring after that, so we'll be closely following Twitter for sure. Mark Mahaney of RBC Capital Markets, Ben Legg of Ad Knowledge, thank you both. We'll, of course, be covering all of these names later today after the bell.
Come on, everybody to the show. The Ed Tyll Show. Ed Till's got all the news and storylines, talking about all the main events. He's just a voice in the wilderness. Don't make no sense. Yeah, so come on, everybody to the Ed Tyll way of thinking. Cause he never searches for middle ground. My man Ed don't sit on no fence. He's sorting facts with a razor's edge. And that, my friend, can be mightily intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. Man, if you can't see the world out there, you better watch out. Ed Tyll strip you bare. Come on, everybody to the show. To the Ed Tyll Show. Oh yeah.
Ed Tyll.
Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it anyway. He's the baddest cat around. Got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town.
Hello.
All the news and storylines.
How are you? Thanks for being
I'm
available.
good.
It's so nice
I'm
that,
good.
you know, any excuse to talk to you. I know Miley Cyrus got hospitalized. I hope she's okay. But it's really just a ruse for me to get you on the show because I'm still upset with the Letterman thing. I'm watching the Colbert thing. I saw a call. Anyway, we'll go first with my little niece there. Miley Cyrus, I feel like a niece, an uncle to these kids. Ever since Britney Spears shaved her head, I feel like I'm an older member of the society, ought to be looking out for them. What happened to her? Is this an accident or is this bad behavior? Why was she hospitalized?
You know, there's a whole lot more going on behind the scenes than anybody wants people to kind of piece together. It's one of those deals. They said that she had an allergic reaction to an antibiotic, and that is what had hospitalized her yesterday. However, if you've ever had an allergic reaction to an antibiotic,